The Daily Turnbuckle. This is Robert Red, and I want to be joined today by Mr. Cornbread Chris Heineken. How you doing, Mr. Cornbread Chris Heineken?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, for this Daily Turnbuckle segment, we are going to be talking about the live Stone Cold podcast that occurred on the WWE Network last night with Brock Lesnar. So we're just going to kind of talk about it and give our thoughts and feedback on it. So I'm going to start off, Mr. Cornbread. We just finished watching it this morning. What were your thoughts on the podcast overall with Stone Cold?
I thought it was pretty good. And for me, I'm not going to give the normal, and I'm just going to go ahead and say this for our home audience out there listening and viewing this podcast. I'm not going to give the normal wrestling answers. I'm not going to give the normal, regular podcast answers that everybody would normally expect. I'm going to be going straight from the heart, and this was a learning podcast for me. That's all it was for me, and I'm not going to give the normal answers that everybody else is going to give. No disrespect.
Okay, well, I enjoyed it. There wasn't anything over the top great about the podcast. It was just a general podcast, so just shooting the breeze, if I can say that, with Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold. There wasn't anything special. So my first question to you is, with it not being special, this is Brock Lesnar's Road to Hell tour, and with that, it's in Dallas, Texas, is where it occurred, which is going to be the site of WrestleMania 32, right down the road in Arlington in AT&T Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys play. I've been fortunate enough to be in there. There was a lot of rumors that this podcast might be an angle or set up for a Stone Cold and Brock Lesnar match, maybe at WrestleMania 32. So do you feel that with that not happening and it just being a straightforward podcast, there was maybe a lot of letdown for WrestleMania? I mean, what's your feedback on that?
All right. First off, I really don't pay attention to the rumors simply for the fact that, if Stone Cold has said publicly, and granted, I know there's a never say never deal in this business, but if Stone Cold says publicly that, hey, I'm done, and he said this on multiple podcasts, including the Ross Report, that, hey, I'm done, and he's even brought that subject up on a Ross Report concerning the whole WrestleMania deal with Brock Lesnar. He's brought that up on a Ross Report, and he said no. All due respect, and I'm glad, I'm thankful for the fact that, hey, we're thought of, and most people want to see that, but time progresses, and your body hasn't healed up. And when your body hasn't healed up, to the full potential of you could get back and compete as an athlete, then you have to kind of pull away from the strength, so to speak. So I don't think it's a letdown as much as hey, he was being honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I would love to see a Stone Cold Brock Lesnar match, but like you pointed out, I would be concerned with Stone Cold's health, because just the way Brock portrays himself, which you did kind of mention on the podcast, that the way he is portrayed is kind of how he is in real life. He just comes across and his style in the ring is just so very physical and violent. And with Stone Cold having his neck broken, having knee issues, and stuff like that, I don't know if this would be a very good match or not with Stone Cold and Brock Lesnar. It'd be a box office match is what they need for WrestleMania, and especially with WrestleMania 32 potentially being the record breaker in attendance and breaking WrestleMania 3's record. You need something big like that, and I think that's what a lot of fans were expecting, was for an angle to be set up between Brock Lesnar and Stone Cold, considering
then that's the wrong perception there.
Well, considering what happened with the podcast that Paul Heyman, he did a shoot promo, just going in the Stone Cold mode and be like, hey, I'd beat Brock Lesnar down. So a lot of people thought maybe this was the chance to enter Brock Lesnar, and it was too much of a coincidence that they were in Dallas, Texas, the side of WrestleMania 32, that they decided to do the podcast, considering you could have had this any other time. You could have waited till next week when they're in San Jose, which might be closer for Stone Cold, considering he's out in Hollywood. A lot of times when he does the Stone Cold podcast, you could have did it possibly from there. So I think a lot of people were let down by this being a WrestleMania 32 match. But like I said, I'd be concerned with Stone Cold's health, because I don't know if he would be able to hang even if he did get in the ring one more time. Now, if Stone Cold did get involved, would you be interested in seeing him like maybe ref a Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania 32? Would that be something you as a fan would like to see?
It's a possibility that could happen, or even if he just come in, just Stone Cold Stunner a lot of people. You mean you get a bigger pop out of that? But you have to kind of limit yourself. You have to kind of take it one step at a time.
Yeah, I agree with that because he did mention they brought up the WrestleMania 20 match between him and Goldberg, and Stone Cold did kind of stun him and stuff. So Stone Cold at this point, like we mentioned, his health, I would like to really him as a referee would be fine with me, and I think that would add something to a Brock Lesnar match. If you give him the right opponent, Stone Cold could be a very good fit to be a ref in the match. So I'd like to see that.